Doozers? Welcome to a tutorial video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a self-cooking chicken farm. What we're going to be doing today is a very simple self-cooker. As you can see, it doesn't take a whole lot. There is a little bit of redstone involved, but it's very simple to make. You are going to need a 6x3 spot for the base. And that goes up as pretty much as high as you want it. Typically, I find that you're talking about 7 spots up. So again, it's not very hard to do. For this project, what you're going to need is you're going to need a couple of stone slabs. You're going to need 2 comparators, 1 repeater, a couple pieces of redstone dust, some glass, a little bit of smooth stone or whatever your block of choice is. Just make sure that one of them can transmit a redstone signal. You're going to need some hoppers, 2 dispensers. You're going to need a bucket filled with lava. You're going to need a trapdoor. I'm using acacia. I like the way it looks. I can't help it. Some carpet and a button. So let's get right into it. So over here, what I have is I have my 6'3" spot laid out for this build. And the very first thing that we're going to want to do, and I forgot to put this in, is a chest. I'm just using a double chest. You can expand this out further. So if you wanted to make this, let's see here. If you wanted to take this down here, you put 2 chests there as well. And then you could connect them together just like that. And then you'll feed into the other chest. That's if you're not going to be checking this often, or if you just want this to run in an AFK mode, that's a good way to do it. For right now, we're just going to be doing a single double chest. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our hopper system. So in that double chest, hit shift, put in a single hopper and another hopper going into that. So you're going to have 1 hopper, and the easiest way to look is if you see this little nozzle, that nozzle always points into where it's going to go. So this hopper is going to feed into that hopper. This hopper is going to feed into this chest. Next, we're going to come and we are going to get our stone, and we're going to build a frame. So there's that, all done and dusted. Now, from here, what you're going to do is you're going to need 1 dispenser. You're going to put a dispenser facing into this hopper. And then you're going to take one of your slabs and you're going to put that slab right on top. Okay, that's pretty easy so far, right? Good. All right. Now, again, we're going to bring this up. Now, this is the redstone bit, and everybody kind of freaks out when there's redstone involved, guys. Do not worry. This is easy. What you're going to do is you're going to start by putting 1 comparator facing that way, and you're going to put it in subtract mode. That comparator is going to feed into a solid stone block. Now, these stone blocks do conduct electricity or redstone. So this block, when this is powered, so is this block. We're going to put 1 piece of redstone dust right there. And we're going to split it off this way so you have 2 more redstone blocks. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this current out. So we're going to put in redstone dust. I don't want to power this comparator again. So I'm going to put a repeater facing that direction into another solid block. This circuit is powering this dispenser now. Okay. So now the next thing is we're going to come over here. Now we have to tell the dispenser what it's doing. So we're going to put in another redstone comparator facing this way. We're going to leave that one in compare mode. And we're going to drop in a single piece of redstone dust. That is going to form a clock. So what's going to happen now is if something is in this dispenser, it's going to activate this comparator. This comparator is going to activate the dispenser and shoot it out. But it's also going to activate this clock, so it just keeps on pulsing. So it's going to go, and it's just going to throw stuff out. And in a couple of minutes, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So now we need to cook the chicken. Kind of an important part, right? So I'm going to put a dispenser right there facing into the slab. Now, because the slab is a half block, the game sees it as being transparent, which means when this dispenser shoots out the chicken eggs, it's going to come in here. They're going to grow up. The baby chickens are too small to get cooked by the lava, which means when we activate this dispenser and push the lava out, it's not going to go into this little section. You're not going to end up with a whole bunch of dead little baby chickens. We're only cooking what we need. Okay. So the next thing is I'm going to put my glass frame. By the way, guys, we're done with the redstone. That's it. It's done. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to frame this out a little bit more. Now, it's very important right here that you do not put your blocks on this lower level. You have to make sure this lower level, because if you break the redstone, you're not going to get the signal anymore, and then it's not going to work. So now that we've got this set up, what we need to do is we need to get the chicken eggs into this dispenser. We're going to do that with a hopper. So we're going to hold shift. You're going to click that hopper into place, and then you're going to click one more time and put a second hopper facing into that one. So now you have a hopper into your dispenser. Now we're going to take this hopper and we're going to bring it out by 3, right like that. So now we have 1, 2, and 3 hoppers. 1, 2, 3. And this is where that carpet comes in, because we don't want anything getting in here that doesn't belong. So 1, 2, and 3 pieces of carpet. Give the chicken something nice to rest on, something to chill out on. More importantly, it prevents anything from spawning. Never seen anything spawn on top of a hopper, but listen, I don't want to take any chances either. So, moving on. We're going to keep bringing this out, and we're going to frame out this hopper system now. Just like that. Okay? And we're going to bring it up 2 layers. Now, I like to leave that open. I'm going to put a piece of glass in there. I just like to see the chickens. You don't have to. Trust me, you're going to know they're there because you're going to hear them. You can't not hear all those chickens in there. All right, so from here, if you're building this from scratch or in the survival mode, you're going to take your eggs and you're going to throw eggs in. And you're going to keep throwing eggs in. That takes a really long time. I am doing this in creative right now just to show you a little bit quicker. So I'm going to use these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to put 10 chickens in there. Now, what you're typically going to do is you're going to start the chickens out as babies. You're going to push them in, pull them in, whatever you got to do. Once they're in there, you do need to seed them for this to work. Again, because I'm in survival or creative mode, I don't need to seed these. They are going to produce eggs. So from here, you can block this off completely just using stone blocks. Or I like to throw an acacia door in or some form of a trap door, just so that if I want to seed them or add some more chicken into it, I can. I like that option. The beautiful thing is, guys, this project is now done and dusted. The only thing we have left to do is grab a button, grab our lava. We're going to put the lava in the dispenser, and we're going to put a button. There's obviously a lot of ways that you can power this. You can have it on all the time. You can do a button power. You can bring the button out over here so it's facing you. You really can do whatever you want there. I'm just going for the basics. Now, the other nice thing about this is all of these are very easy to come by in survival. It's very easy to make all of this. The hardest thing is going to be your comparator. You're going to have to go to the nether to get the quartz for that. But again, most of the time you're going to have access to that relatively quickly. So I'm going to hit this button, and as you can see, this is what I was talking about with the lava. You have your lava right there, but this slab prevents the lava from dropping down, so it's not getting into this area. So, now that this is all done and dusted, I'm going to go ahead and force feed this. I'm going to throw in 16 eggs. And as you can see, it's just tossing the eggs in there. Oh, there you go. So we got a baby chicken. Now, this is what I was talking about. If I put that in there, look at that. Look at that. No dead chicken. So that means... Now, this is the one downside of this system. It will get to a point where it'll almost lock up. So you do want to be mindful of that. But look at this. I can set this up even with the lava on. it's still going to throw. We're still not killing any chickens, and you can see that egg. We're still going to be okay. We're still going to make chickens. So what I'm going to do is... now, all I want to do right now is I do want to show you what this looks like when you're actually cooking the chickens. So we're going to spawn in a couple of chickens real quick. All right, so there's our full-size chickens. Now, if I activate this, it sounds horrible, I know. But look at what's happening. We get the feathers. One of the other things that I like to do with this is I like to just hit it and turn it off. Occasionally you will get that happening, where you'll actually get a baby chicken back there. It's unfortunately, it's something that occasionally happens. You can fix that by bringing out your you fix it with that, right, like that. You throw that extra block in there, and that'll prevent that from happening. For me, I really don't care. I occasionally get one or two running around, and that's perfectly fine with me. It doesn't hurt the game. It's not going to break anything. You're just going to end up occasionally with a big chicken sitting back here, and all they're going to do is lay eggs, and eventually they'll come forward, and you can cook them. So no big deal. Now, the one thing you do have to be a little bit attentive with this is how quickly you let that cooker run. So I'm going to throw in a couple more. As you saw that last batch, when I cooked them, all we got were feathers. And that is something that happens. What you want to do is turn it on and turn it right back off again. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start getting that cooked chicken in there. So that is something to pay attention to. You can do this without cooking the chickens. You can just drown them instead. Drowning them, you're still going to get all your drops. You're just going to have to figure out a way to cook it. You can run it into an automatic smelter or whatever you want to do. So that is the very first farm. Again, it's an automatic chicken farm. It's very easy to make, very quick. It does produce a lot. So if you're AFKing near this, be prepared. Because you will actually get to the point where you have filled up your dispenser. If the dispensers get filled, it is going to block the system up. The other thing that's going to happen occasionally is as you're running this farm, again, 1.13, you have entity cramming. So if you get more than 25 entities in this area, they're going to start killing themselves. So it's something to just be mindful of. Keep your eyes open. All right, guys. So the second farm that we're going to make here is going to be for your sheep and your pigs, your cows, all those easy to find everywhere mobs, all your basic food groups. I do apologize. It is a little bit loud here. Let me see if I can take care of that for us real quick. That gets pretty bad quick, so we're going to go ahead and do that. That's a little bit better. All right, guys. So what we have over here are our food boxes. If I look in this chest right now, I can see I have leather and I have raw beef. And it's simple. Guys, this is so simple. It's one of the easiest farms ever in the world to make. It doesn't take a lot. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Guys, that's all it is. Okay? So let's just dive right into building it. Again, it's the same farm. It doesn't matter what animal it is. If it's pigs, if it's sheep, doesn't matter. All that you're going to need is what I have in my inventory right now. You're going to need 2 hoppers. You're going to need to make a double chest. You're going to need 1 dispenser. You're going to need 1 button. You're going to need some wood planks or a block of your choice, really. And then the one thing I did forget is going to be a water bucket. And that is something that you're going to need for this. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to start building. So if I want my farm over here, I'm going to put my dispenser here. And I'm just going to do that. Okay. Now you see that I have dug out this L. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. At this part of your L, you're going to put in a double chest. You're going to put in 2 dispensers, shift click. So you're going to have a hopper into a hopper. I think I said dispenser before. You're going to have a hopper into a chest. And the only reason that second hopper is there is so that you can actually access this chest. That's the only reason it's there. And then you're going to build it around. You're going to leave that 1 square open. Now, the rest of this, you're done. You're done. All that you got to do is build this up so it's a height of 3. Now, I am in creative mode. Again, guys, if you're doing this in survival, you're going to need a lead, which means you're going to need a slime block, or a slime ball, rather. Not that very hard, or you can just go really old school and you can shove the cow into it. Doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get it in. And build yourself a staircase. That is important. You're going to need a way to get in. Now, what I do is if I've got to push an animal into this, I'm going to break that block. I'll push them down in there. They can't get out, so it's fine. I'll push them down, and then when I'm done, when I've got at least 2 of them in there, that's all you need to start this. You need 2. You need 2 cows. You need 2. Think of it like you're Noah and you're making an ark. But it's for dinner. So you're going to come over to your dispenser. You're going to shift click a button onto it. You're going to drop in your water bucket, and that's it. You're done. That's all it takes. Let me dump a couple of cows in here quick. So this works off of the concept of entity cramming, which means if you get too many of one entity in a single spot, they're going to die. So let's see if I can do this. You'll see it start happening. Let's see right now. Okay. So now what's happening is because there were too many in there, they died. So now what I'm going to do is I needed wheat. So what you're going to do to use this is you're going to come up, you're going to click that button. That's going to dispense the water and put the cows up here. Now again, they can't get out, but what you're going to do is you're going to right click and you're going to feed these guys. So let me change this to, let's see here. Let's change this to survival. So what you're going to do is you're just going to keep right-clicking these guys and feeding them. And if you notice, you're going to start seeing those death icons. You're going to start seeing that these cows are now having a relatively hard time. And now it's pumping up. So every time you feed these, as they make baby cows, the adult cows that are in there that are causing entity cramming are going to die off. Once they have died off, their drops are going to follow the hopper trail down into this chest. At that point, it's as simple as collecting your raw beef and your leather. It's a great way to get some farms started in the very beginning. You're going to have an endless supply of food. You probably already have a wheat farm going, so you're good to go. You can just let it rip. So that's exactly how it's going to work. You just hit your water switch, bring your cows up, feed them. Once they're fed, drop it back down. That keeps them safe. You can put a trapdoor up there if you want to. It's not going to really matter. And then from there, collect their drops. Again, run it through a hopper system into a furnace. Collect them from there. If you're doing sheep, you're also going to have an unlimited supply of wool. If you just have white sheep in there, you're only going to have white wool, which is another big bonus because that means that you can dye it any color you want. All right, guys. So again, hopefully this helps you. If you have anything, any comments, questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments below. And don't forget, ring that bell, hit the like, follow the channel. I'll be bringing you more and more Minecraft channel as the time goes. And again, this is Diamond Doozer, and I'm signing out.